Not sure if you heard the drama that's going around right now regarding Stephen A. Smith / the media and Tyrese Haliburton. So take a look.
Tyrese, you impact the game a lot of different ways, not just scoring, obviously, but when you don't score, there is sometimes some chatter. How cognizant were you of that chatter the last couple of days? Was it a conversation you had with coaches at all? And how do you go about kind of calibrating that balance between the playmaking and scoring in general?
Yeah, I think the commentary is always going to be what it is. You know, most of the time, the talking heads on the major platforms, I couldn't care less, honestly. Like, what do they really know about basketball? But I think as a group, you know, and watching film myself, seeing where I can get better is important. And, you know, I mean, at a time like this, I'm not really on social media as much. I try to stay off it as much as I can, but, you know, you see it, and, you know, ESPN might be on in my house, and there it is. And, you know, it is what it is. But I think just seeing where I can be better is the most important thing. And having that reflection with myself, I talk a lot, obviously, with my trainer, Drew, and Coach Carlisle and all those guys. And it's a, you know, constant conversation of seeing where I can get better. There was adjustments that had to be made coming into today for me, and I thought I did a better job at that. And I'll watch film again and see where I can get better. But the commentary is what it is at this point. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, we're here in the NBA Finals, 2 wins away from an NBA championship. So
entirety of the sound, but essentially what he was saying is, as for those talking heads, you know, he's not bothered by it. We know he receives a lot of criticism. He was voted the most overrated player by his peers. Your reaction to just hearing that from him?
Well, first of all, Haliburton's got to just concentrate on the series. Let's get to Haliburton, because this bothers me, Magic. I'm going to tell you why it bothers me. First of all, the media includes folks who played. Charles Barkley played. Kenny Smith played. Shaq played. Kendrick Perkins played. Right. Jay Williams played. Right. Markieff and Marcus Morris played. So, first of all, let's get that out the way. We're not going to question their knowledge about basketball. Mm-hmm. And you can try to question mine all you want to. I've been covering the NBA for 30 years. Good luck with that. Yeah. But here's my problem. It's the sensitivity, Magic. We're talking about a Tyrese Haliburton. You're averaging 20.8 points a game on 48% shooting in wins. You're averaging 12.6 points on 43% shooting in losses. So the subject has been about whether or not he's a superstar and all of this other stuff, which I don't believe he is. Yeah. He's the guy I wanted the Knicks to draft years ago. He's a damn good player. Right. It was the media that came out and said, you're not overrated. It was your peers who voted you overrated, not the media. You see how slick these dudes get? They try to point into the media. No, it's your colleagues. It's your contemporaries, right, present and former, who were questioning you. People like myself and others, other than the actual superstar debate, have done nothing but rave about Tyrese Haliburton. So the heightened level of sensitivity that you want to give off, like Magic said, focus on the damn finals. You ain't win it yet. You still got 2 to go.
First of all, I have no issue with what Tyrese Haliburton said. He was asked a very specific question about the chatter going around about him and his performance or performances or skill level, what have you. And he answered the question the reporter asked truthfully. He answered it. He dismissed it. He mentioned that they're in the finals. That's what they're focused on. And he moved on. I have nothing wrong with what he said. Now, regarding Magic Johnson saying that Tyrese Haliburton should just focus on the finals, what is he doing right now? What do you think Tyrese Haliburton is doing right now? Is he not focusing on the finals? Are the Indiana Pacers not up 2-1 right now? Was he not asked a very specific question and gave a very specific answer? And inside his answer, he specifically said he ain't worried about that. He doesn't care about the noise. He said, we're in the NBA Finals right now, up 2-1. That's what I'm focused on. And then Magic Johnson is going to get up here and say, he just needs to worry about the finals. And then Stephen A. Smith doubled down on that. What are y'all talking about? You see, this is exactly what Tyrese Haliburton is talking about. Now, Stephen A. Smith is trying to back Haliburton in a corner because Haliburton didn't mention players being involved in the now media as well. So he went that route. Oh, aren't some of your, NBA family reporters too? Aren't they a part of the media? Aren't they talking? Do they not know basketball? Stephen A., you're trying to find any angle possible, huh? You know what he meant. But I'll answer it for you, Stephen A. Smith. How about that? Yeah, some of his basketball family and NBA players and the new media, or the ones on the major platforms, on the major networks, yeah, a lot of those guys, they don't know basketball either. I said it for him. How about that? He might not throw his own basketball family under the bus, but I will. Yeah, a lot of those guys don't know basketball either. Have you heard some of Shaquille O'Neal's takes and how he constantly contradicts himself? Have you heard Kendrick Perkins' takes, Stephen A. Smith? I know you have heard those. Have you heard Gilbert Arenas' takes? Actually, that whole show, Gil's Arena, you have a whole panel of NBA players on there, and they're always arguing and disagreeing with each other. So somebody's wrong in that situation, right? Have you heard some of Jeff Teague's takes? How about all those guys, all those ex-players that are part of Clutch Sports? Have you heard their takes? Just recently, the Morris twins have found themselves on ESPN on different shows. Have you heard their takes? They might be the lowest denominator, the Morris twins. These guys sound like idiots. They look like idiots. And I've never really heard them talk before until they got on ESPN, and I said, they should never be handed a microphone again. Do not let these two guys talk. They're twins, but I didn't know both of these guys were drawing from one brain. So yeah, I'm throwing NBA players in the media circle too. A lot of you guys, not all of you guys, but a lot of you guys don't know what the hell you're talking about. Just because you played basketball doesn't mean you're always right. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have a high basketball IQ, right? That's a word we use these days. High and low basketball IQ. Well, that's a thing. And a lot of these guys have a low basketball IQ. You could have all the talent in the world, could play at a high level, extremely talented, extremely skilled, but you can still have a low basketball IQ and not understand the game or even understand the history of the game. Both can be true. Both can be true. Some of the most least skilled and least talented basketball players I have seen have a higher basketball IQ than some of the better athletes and better players. Why do you think Kobe Bryant fought so hard to keep Luke Walton on the team and would not take any Luke Walton slander? Because he knew his basketball IQ. He knew how he benefited the team that was outside of numbers. Luke Walton was a very smart basketball player. And actually underrated passer at that. Let me throw that out there. But anyway, story for myself. Back when I was in my 20s, when I was kicking off my powerlifting career, that really never kicked off how I wanted to. But anyway, I was at the gym, me and my cousin. We were in New Orleans. I was visiting him. He lived in New Orleans. But anyway, and I'm doing my deadlifts. We're deadlifting, right? And then one of his friends come over. Guy doesn't look like he really bees in the gym at all. Doesn't look like he's really a gym rat, just, looking at his physique or whatever. And then he's watching me do my deadlifts, and, he starts critiquing me and start trying to give me advice. And I didn't have a big ego, but I was in the beginning of my powerlifting career, a couple months into my beginner gains, starting to feel good about myself, getting a little bit of ego. And I'm like, who is this guy critiquing me? Who is this guy giving me any advice? Like, bro, do you even lift? And my cousin was like, maybe he saw the expression on my face. He's like, no, you should listen to him. Take his advice. He helped me with my deadlifting for him. And it worked miracles for me. Miracles. It was a humbling experience. This guy knew what he was talking about. Could he probably lift as much as me? No. But he had a high IQ and he understood weightlifting. So Stephen A. Smith, Magic Johnson, and anybody else, that had a problem with what Haliburton said, more specifically the people in the media, getting all butthurt about that, y'all can go kick rocks. If he ain't talking to you, then why are you responding to it? If the shoe does not fit, why are you replying to it? Must not be talking about you. And I don't know, does Haliburton and Stephen A. Smith have a history that I don't know about? Let me know in the comment section, because I don't understand why Stephen A. Smith would take that comment as Haliburton directly talking to him. Is there something I missed in the past? Do they have some kind of history? You know, there's a big media. It's a big media circle. Why did Stephen A. Smith take it so personal? Why did he feel like it was directed directly to him? Part of me feels like Stephen A. just did that because of the exposure it would bring to him and his shows for views and clicks. That's why I think Stephen A. Smith kind of forced that narrative that Haliburton was directing it specifically at him. But you let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. I find it hilarious that Haliburton brushed it off his shoulders. And he has been brushing it. All the chatter and criticism, overrated talk, all that stuff, just been brushing it off his shoulder for years now. And people calling him sensitive. No, you all are sensitive. The media, you guys are sensitive. And you know, this goes to Kevin Durant too. This goes to Kevin Durant. Because the media people are so quick to call KD sensitive whenever he wants to address some criticism about him, whether it's right, whether it's wrong. But he feels the need to defend himself and speak on it. And Haliburton spoke on a question that was asked. But they're so quick to call KD and some of these other guys sensitive. But when these media heads, like Stephen A. Smith, like Shannon Sharpe, are on the other end of that, they react the same damn way KD would. When people lash out at Stephen A. Smith, say something about him, he is quick to get on camera and defend himself and speak on it. It's no different than what Kevin Durant is doing. Yeah, I understand KD had the burner account years ago, but he's since then came out and he does everything publicly. He's not hiding behind it anymore. Stephen A. Smith, I've seen you so many times do exactly what Kevin Durant does. And get up on your platform and start yapping, trying to defend yourself. How dare they talk about me? Various topics. Shannon Sharpe, the same goddamn thing. I've seen Shannon Sharpe go at it back and forth with fans on Twitter. The same thing Kevin Durant does. When they call out Shannon Sharpe, he'll respond to them on Twitter. And he'll do it on his various shows. They do the same goddamn thing. So by your logic, y'all are just as sensitive as Kevin Durant. Let's call it what it is. Don't be hypocrites. You can't have your cake and eat it too. I'm so sick of these guys, man. And I swear, if I see the Morris twins with a microphone either attached to their ear or in front of their face, my head's gonna explode. There is no way I should know more basketball and more about the NBA history than these two guys. But hey, it's real. Tyrese Haliburton ain't stunting these guys. He ain't. He don't care what y'all say about him. He's been dealing with this for years. And all he's doing is being true to himself, putting in the work, and going out there and performing. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But right now, I would say he's in a damn good position. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it, man. Appreciate y'all for stepping in. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified. I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.